Welcome to Massive Beers. My name is Matt, and we do the beer stuff here. We are at the end of Carton Coffee Week. Yeah. Foster. Bananas Foster. The Carton way. Let's dive into it. This is 5 of 5. I was given 5 of these by my buddy George. Did the regular coffee, the pineapple upside down cake, cafe churro. Did the St. Kitts, which was the last one I did. And now we're off to the Foster. Now, what do we have going on here? We have an Imperial Cream Ale. I call it a blonde barley wine. Ale with coffee, banana, and brown sugar. Aged in vanilla rum barrels. Okay. We're here for it. 12% alcohol by volume. In their story time on the side says something like this. Foster is a continuation of our regular coffee game. Our Golden Imperial Coffee Cream Ale has been finished on bruleed bananas in vanilla rum barrels, much like how regular coffee looks to invoke an amusing version of acidic, bitter coffee cured by milk and sugar that starts a day in a paper cup. Foster addresses it on the other end of the day as a big meal, a beer rendition of a mug containing sweet dessert coffee alongside a simply freshly torched dessert, meant to succinctly tie up a long dinner service. Drink Foster when dinner should go on. Some, but not too much. These are all canned same day. And it's what Carton does on our cans. Very distinct. Vertical barcodes. Always a fan. And there were actually, I'll say this. You know, you see a lot of these barcodes in here. You see the Carton logo as the barcode. I know people have done that before, and a lot of breweries do that. I want to say Carton was kind of like one of the first people I remember doing that. So, yeah. They can do things. Okay, so we are doing this like we do regular beer reviews, but at the end we're not doing this as one of the better cream ales I've had as of late, because that's not what I think it is. Blonde barley wine. It's the last time I had a blonde barley wine. I couldn't tell you. We're actually just ranking these against themselves. So we're doing a 5-head Mount Rushmore. Currently, St. Kitts is in number 1, followed by which one? St. Kitts, followed by churro, followed by regular, followed by pineapple. So we'll see where this sucker lands. It looks all the part of what St. Kitts did, and by that I mean it's definitely darker. They have an SRM number on this label. They are wrong, because it is a darker beer compared to the non-barrel aged brethren. So a bit darker than when you get from the base ones without any barrel aging. Looks very much like the St. Kitts one, and has this softer-ish haze to it that you kind of expect from like an aged kind of barley wine, especially like a blonde one, khaki-colored head, and just like that little turbid darkness. Straw meets brown. Let's put it that way. Let's give this a whirl. Let's give it a huff. It smells really nice. That vanilla rum's coming through, not super hyper aggressive, but you're definitely getting this nice soft vanilla on this nice soft rum. There is a little bit more coffee here than what I remember getting from the St. Kitts one. And it really, for me, honestly, is that vanilla is kind of leading the clubhouse now. After a second whiff, it's not overpowering. It's not strangling. I can get that way a lot of times with vanilla, but here it's just a leader in clubhouse, but at the same time not overpowering everything else in the beer. So you get a decent malty sweetness from it. You're talking about a blonde barley wine, of course, it's going to be sweet. But then when you add that residual sugars, those kind of brown sugars, and then you're talking about just having that vanilla, which is going to prop up a sweetness kind of perception. The rum's going to do that also, and just the kind of beer it is, with that kind of coffee kind of base to it. It comes off sweet, but again, not overpowering. But it does come off a little bit more, I would say a little bit more even across the board. As far as aromatics based on the 2 barrel-aged version, while I love the St. Kitts one, it was a little bit more neutral in the nose. It was like, okay, there's rum here. There's a flabby rum. There we go. That's kind of the leader in clubhouse. There's a little bit more going on with this one, and I kind of dig it. So let's dive in, see what's what. Cheers, y'all. I didn't even talk about banana on the nose, which is weird. Because honestly, I didn't get a ton of it on the nose, but on the taste, you absolutely 100% get it. Yeah. It's sweet. Again, 12% long barley wine as far as I'm concerned. It's going to be sweet, but it's a little sweeter than what I remember the other one's kind of coming off as. So it's a little, it stops short of being cloying, but a little bit more sweet. So expect that. But again, you're not saying something outrageous because obviously it's going to be super sweet beer. Vanilla is still pretty prominent here. I think the banana and vanilla are really kind of leaders in the clubhouse here, neck and neck. Didn't really get much banana aromatically, but definitely getting that in the taste. And then on the actual spirit side of things, you're getting that rum. It's a little less flabby, a little less buttery than the way that St. Kitts one came off, at least on the nose. The taste didn't really come off like that, so should kind of make that connection, where on the taste it's probably pretty similar. But it really is just that added sweetness in that dollop of vanilla that really makes this beer a little bit more aggressive than the other ones. To its detriment, at least for me, I think it's really tasty. But man, the other ones, especially the St. Kitts, especially the churro one, even though that one was sweet, it kind of makes more sense for me for a churro to be sweeter. At least the way the sweetness kind of came off as a sharper sweetness. This is very, very tasty stuff. I'm going to rank it already. I'm going to put it right dead set in the middle. I'm going to put it between coffee and churro. Or is it the other way around? Man, I'm getting my order messed up now. But all I know is the St. Kitts ones was my favorite of the bunch. But it's a very tasty beer. And honestly, the same thing applies to this as they do all the other coffee beers. They're giving you that perception of those kind of flavors that you would get from those kind of desserts instead of trying to mimic those desserts directly. It's been a fun ride, man. I enjoyed these beers. I've had them a bunch, but I haven't had them in several years. So when George actually dropped off that 5-pack, I was pretty darn excited. Immediately reviewed one, then immediately got sick. Like, nasally sick. The beer didn't make me sick. So I reviewed one, and I went almost a month without drinking it. And I was chomping at the bit to dive through these. So now that I've actually gone through them in relatively quick succession, since I'm over my sickness, I gotta say, I think these beers are now underappreciated. These were a line-waiting beer back in the day, but now I think they're there. People don't clamor over them. I still know people still go to Carton for coffee day. But at the same time, man, it's such a fun flavor experience and experiment that they do there with all their beers. And to add this, I believe this is a newer variant, it could be, add different ones that'll fold and really kind of keep that spirit of the coffee alive in its core, but bring these different flavors in and about the beers. It's a very, very fun mix. And honestly, one of the more funner, at least from a experimental, culinary, twisty kind of breweries that's out there. Yeah, I dig it. I think it's fun. I think it's tasty. Again, not my favorite of the bunch, falling right in the middle there, but, coming up last is the pineapple for me. Actually, you know what? I might put regular coffee in the middle. I might go, I don't know. Let's put it this way. Churro, coffee, and this. For me, you hit me on the right day. I think I interchange those from, 5 to 1. This would be 2 through 4. They could swap, depending on my day. But really, it was the St. Kitts that really kind of did me absolutely fantastic. I love that beer to the point where now I want to track some more down. And it just was, like, again, I know I'm repeating myself. Super fun experience, super fun experiment. And thank you very much, George, for dropping off. I don't know what else to say. Dig me some Carton. Dig me some coffees. There you go. So there you go. Again, we ranked them against themselves. We're not going to be the better barley wines that have had us late. And just say, I think they're brewery only. I don't know the price point. And if you like what we like these, if you like cool, interesting, flavorful beers that are made well, you'll dig these. Yeah, massive beers. I want to check me out doing the podcasting or beer review stuff, social media stuff, Beer Massif, podcasting stuff. Carton, been to the brewery, had their beers. Have you had these 5 Carton coffees? If you've had, let me know. Comment down below. Let me know your favorite. And yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed our review. Hopefully you're enjoying some good blonde barley wine right now. Hopefully see you next time. Cheers, y'all.